Leo felt like a ghost. Not the spooky kind that goes boo, but the quiet, see-through kind that no one ever notices. In the busy hallways of his school, other kids would move around him like he was a piece of furniture. In the classroom, if he knew the answer, his raised hand seemed invisible. But if he ever stumbled or made a mistake, it felt like a spotlight suddenly switched on and every eye was on him, followed by whispers and quiet laughs. Leo knew why. When he looked in the mirror, he saw a boy with a soft, round face and a chin that seemed to hide from the world. He wasn't fast on the playground, so no one ever picked him for games. At lunchtime, he'd find the quietest corner, the hum of the vending machine a friendlier sound than the chatter of his classmates. His phone was his shield, a tiny, glowing world where he didn't have to see the other kids ignoring him. He hated it. He hated feeling like a book that everyone had decided was boring without ever opening page 1. The worst day was the day of the big science fair project. He was put in a group with 2 other kids, Sarah and Tom. They barely spoke to him, except to tell him which parts of the research to do. Leo stayed up late for a week, carefully building their model volcano and writing out all the information cards. On presentation day, he stood next to them, silent. When the teacher asked who did the brilliant construction on the volcano, Sarah and Tom just smiled and said, "We all worked together." But when Leo accidentally knocked over a small cup of water, he heard Tom whisper, of course he'd be the one to mess up. In that moment, Leo didn't feel like a ghost anymore. He just felt heavy and sad. That night, Leo looked in the mirror for a long time. He was tired of being the clumsy one, the quiet one, the one who was only noticed for his mistakes. He decided he didn't want to be that person anymore. He didn't know how to make other people see him differently, but maybe he could see himself differently. He made a choice. It wasn't for Sarah or Tom or anyone else. It was for the boy in the mirror. His journey started small. He stopped spending all afternoon on his phone and started taking long walks with his dog. At first, it was tiring, but soon the walks turned into jogs. He felt a new kind of energy, a power in his own legs he never knew he had. His parents, seeing his new determination, helped him get braces. They felt tight and awkward at first, another thing to feel self-conscious about, but Leo stuck with it, knowing it was part of his plan. Months turned into a year. Puberty came, and with it, more changes. The workouts had made him leaner and stronger. His face lost its roundness, and the braces were working their magic, slowly but surely correcting his smile and jawline. One morning, he looked in the mirror and was surprised. A taller, stronger boy with a clearer jawline and a spark of determination in his eyes looked back. For the first time, he didn't look away. He smiled. The change at school was slow, and then all at once. It started with small things. A kid held a door open for him. Someone in class asked to borrow a pencil and actually thanked him. Then, one day in gym class, a soccer ball rolled towards him. Instead of ignoring him, the captain yelled, "Leo, pass it here, you're with us." Leo's heart hammered in his chest. He kicked the ball, and for the first time, he was part of the game. Soon, he was making friends. People who had never spoken to him before were now asking him about his weekend. His new confidence made him speak up more in class, and his grades soared. He found he was actually funny, and other kids laughed with him, not at him. He still liked his quiet time, but he no longer needed his phone as a shield. The world had gone from ignoring him to inviting him in. One evening, Leo thought about the boy he used to be, the ghost in the hallways. Was it fair that people treated him better now? Maybe not. But he learned a lesson that day, a strange and powerful one. People really do judge a book by its cover. When his cover was soft and uncertain, nobody bothered to read the story inside. They assumed the story was just as sad as the cover looked. But the most important part was this. In the process of working hard to change his cover, he had completely rewritten the book. He had filled the pages with chapters on discipline, strength, and courage. The confidence he earned was not just on the surface, it went all the way to his heart. He hadn't just changed how he looked, He had changed how he performed, how he thought, and how he felt. And that new, confident story was something everyone, including himself, was finally excited to read.